good morning, or whatever time it is, or it may be at. About 4:09 a.m. April 21st, 2022. So, current time, I'm experiencing trouble where what I call mom backing calluses, the sides of my feet are working their way under. I used, try to get as much in one video as I can. So, where are we at? That's Ben Piscopo here at Hiram Bifidum YouTube channel. This is a pedicure spa foot massager that, believe it or not, got in a rummage sale for next to nothing at a conservative Jewish synagogue and congregation that I'm part of, a couple towns away from where I'm at. You go back and forth in order to massage that and slowly work up and augment back and forth with water with my feet inside of it as such, and to be able to regulate it like that of a hot tub by carefully putting it in, and then with different kinds of salts, actual bathing salts, not bath salts like some illegal drug bought in a gas station somewhere. Okay, thing to remember on that is that Epsom salt, I think I left that upstairs, so I'm going to run away and get that. That is intended as a laxative you can take in. Here you have a warning, caution, external use only. Do not ingest. If that's what you're doing, if you're using something like this as opposed to normal Epsom salt that's used as a laxative, well, then you got to be taking this, take it out, putting it into a bathtub or a toilet, not in a sink, kitchen food environment where you're eating. Okay. Next would be, I'm going to change the inserts, the boots I'm wearing. Sometimes that would be these here. I just clean there and there with a toothbrush. Like I've said before, you should never be using a brush on boots, like that video about shiny boots. To shape these, some scissors will work, others won't. These shears are not good for this. This you get from an arts and crafts store that's intended for actual clothing tailoring, made by Singer, the same manufacturer that makes sewing machines. You can see here. So you get copper fit work insoles you could purchase at Home Depot or somewhere like that that work really well. You've got to shape them properly before someone spazzes out and goes nuts because they can't stick them in the boot. See how large this is. That's what this is here. This is that in there. Male, women's 9.5, men 8, which is not quite the same because anatomically, female and male feet and ankles are not exactly the same. It's in no way intended to be offensive towards the transgender community. Matter of fact, on the contrary. What works, point being that what works for one person may not necessarily work for another. Okay, now I'm going to show the most important part of this video I'm trying to make, how I cut this, possibly by a locking back stainless steel buck hunting knife, well, or actually this tool, not hunting, this way. This here, like I did with that there. You really want it to be as close as you can to the contours of your feet. Start in here and work your way through. A normal scissors used in arts and crafts, even though this did come from an arts and crafts store because they got all sewing items, will work better than that of what is intended for construction paper in a children's art and craft classroom in a school. Very carefully go around this. You want it to be pretty much exactly the same. Carefully, so you don't have too much You don't have too little, and it fits inside of your boots. That looks like a pretty accurate cut. So these are the ones I'm trying to put inside of these boots. Now, another thing on that, go with, got new ones that go down with that. The quality of this color shot, instant fabric color, has dramatically increased. For a while, they cost a lot. They're ripping people off. You could get a better deal at a Walmart. You make slight strokes, you go back and forth with this. For that goofy cornballish purple combat fatigues that I wear, that's what I put on these boots. These boots are extremely expensive, and at least $200, often in excess of $200. My advice, unless A, you got a lot of money to burn, or B, you're trying to make some kind of Halloween costume, you should never do this because it'll make it extremely tight. If you've got suede on Condor, how rough that is, they'll become hard as a rock. An item like this that go around your belt that have these clips that are made by Husky, by Home Depot, that would work, okay, but when you do that, it is extremely important that you use electrical tape or some of the masking tape to mask off these hook and loop Velcro, trademark Velcro, to get that on. If you get that on, if you don't do that right, like I did with a pair of those Lancer tactical trousers you use to work with, it'll screw it all up and it won't work properly. Kind of like this here. And in addition to that, okay, there's also zippers side of this. If you get into zippers, the zippers won't work. I had one of those utility bags from Gauls from many years ago, dating back maybe at least 20 years. I put it all over the zippers didn't work. Let's see here, what else to share? Okay, and last but not least, again, stressing the point, what is working for one person may or may not necessarily be working for somebody else. Myself, I'm a distance runner, and I have raced wearing boots to do, wearing combat boots to do it. The combat boots are more athletic than I like Timberland work boots. And like that Special Forces colonel, whose name I don't care to mention because he's only said it 2 or 3 times, so he was sensitive about that. I forgot. He had like a name that he called, what he called mountain climber soles on them. When really, what he's talking about is called Kletterlift pattern, which you see, Kletterlift pattern, which is what you see on Timberland boots and combat boots of the past that were made by Matterhorn. I don't know about Altama. Let's see here. Take my cell phone, go on a web browser on the BlackBerry cell phone. Kletterlift. Kletterlift Vibram sole. Okay, images. On his YouTube channel, Life's a Special Operation. This here. That's what that guy's talking about. Okay, these are two different, the material of the soles made from Vibram and the Kletterlift design are two different things. Okay, pattern, Timberland soles. Timberland Vibram. Trying to see where it shows this. Vibram, Kletterlift. Kletterlift versus Sierra. Okay. This is made by a manufacturer called Hidels. you basically get the idea of what I'm talking about. And look at these results, and then you have one that says Kletterlift Vibram. No, Vibram is the material, the high quality material of the sole. Kletterlift is a pattern. Kletterlift versus Vibram Kletterlift versus Sierra. Try images. Okay. This on the bottom here. On the Bellevilles I have, this is the Sierra pattern. I like that better. This is the Fire and Ice pattern. These are the $200 boots I made. Well, the crap with the laces, quasi-semi-secret. I'll explain that later. That's how that works. Hopefully, this video is of use to somebody, somewhere. Web belt post I put on the Facebook page of Richard Ojeda when he was talking about shoes. Retired U.S. Army Major Richard Ojeda with shoes. This is a cell phone. This, like I said in the previous video, jumping around like I was Gene Kelly, the dancer, that goes in here. You could set this up with JB Weld. If you wait a while to do that, that'll go inside this. It'll hold a lot better. These items over here will go straight on the back. You could already go in here on the back of that, and you can carry it with you. It'll hold a lot better. These clips, see, where is that at? Didn't quite keep that with me. The original clip that went on that holder for that cell phone is nowhere near as good as this. That comes from Ripoff. At some point, may try and get one of these and get it into there. Yet to learn how to sew or operate a sewing machine though. Thank you.